now it's a moot point. And if you come on Clubhouse, you now have to assume that not only is Clubhouse recording it, but that anybody could be streaming it or repurposing it for whatever the fuck they want. So I don't think anyone should assume privacy while they're on this app. And that's why I've kind of changed my tune about like, well, look, everybody knows the game. Everybody knows the game now. So if you don't want to be on this app, you don't want to be recorded, you don't want to be streamed, then don't come on the fucking app. And that's the only thing that's changed. But I want to flip that into a question for you, John. Do you feel that since Clubhouse has made this change and you can sit there anonymously, do you think that it's become better for you because of that fact that like there is no distinction between replay rooms on or off because everybody now knows it's recorded? Do you think it's gotten better or worse for you in terms of getting content?
In terms of, gathering content and operations, it has made my life so much easier because I've been kicked from more rooms probably than anybody on this app of all time. And that's a lot of work to have to create a new burner, to create a fake profile, to sit in somebody's room, to live stream a boring conversation. So it has made it easier for me. But what's interesting is the initial reaction is, I'm going to kill this person. I'm going to go to his house. I'm going to call the police. Isaiah Goat said he called the cops twice on me. So the thing is, once they come to realize that their anger is futile and that this anonymous allows me to live stream them onto YouTube, and their complaints to YouTube aren't working anymore because a lot of people do file complaints against me on YouTube and it doesn't seem to be taking anything down anymore. But my point is, I think they just gave up. And I think that that's healthy on their behalf, not to be concerned that somebody is recording them, because truth be told, nobody's doing, committing crimes on here having these conversations.
Well, but they kind of are.
Wait. I've been trying to jump in for a second. Abby, hang on for a second. I just want to just go back to this. Sorry. So you are putting yourself up for election as a congressman, wanting people to be able to trust you, yet you have a multitude of people who have every reason to distrust you because you choose to be able to record their voice, their thoughts, their feelings, their sharings, right, from an app without consent. This is
but don't forget, I also share my thoughts, opinions, and I come on here and I'm very transparent about who I am. So if you think that voters can't trust me, maybe you're projecting and need to go look in the mirror yourself.
No, you're not transparent. That's a fucking lie. I'm going to call you out for it because you do go into rooms as anonymous because people, you know very well that you're going to get kicked out if you come up with your real name. American Party is not your real name. Okay, it's John, beep, beep, beep. You can give it to yourself if you want. You can't bullshit it, dude. Okay, nice fucking try.
Hold on, Kitty, hold on. Look, I think everybody's frustration with this is at this point misguided. If this conversation was happening before the app made the change, everybody'd have the full right to be like, you son of a bitch, I didn't consent to this. I was in a room with no replays. But now that the app's done this, I think the app is telling everyone, like, dude, it's going to get repurposed, and so if you don't like, if you're not okay with it, it's kind of like the CEO that gets caught on the kiss cam, right? It's like if you can't have an affair at the ball game, you just can't, or the concert, you just can't do it anymore. And so hold on, let me just land this point. I think what he's done has been annoying. It's been fucking like almost harassment, like to a certain extent, but all of that
is harassment.
But hold on. Hold on. It was harassment, but now the app is saying that this content, when you speak on this content, that content is not yours. The app itself has it, and they have no. Hold on.
The functionality, but the app hasn't. Yeah.
Rowan, there's nothing that you're going to be able to do that would stop somebody from doing this. And the app knows that. What the app has decided is what they want is people like John to record this, repurpose the content, whether it's streaming it or putting it somewhere else, because they're hoping. Don't interrupt me. What they want is they want people to notice it elsewhere, to go, where the fuck is this taking place at? So then they'll hopefully come to this app, which doesn't really work. But that's what the app is hoping for.
So can I just had a question for John. Hold on. It doesn't really work. Kitty, but I just had a question for John. So I see where you're streaming it, or I don't even know all the places. But in terms of any commercial value of it, ultimately, if you were to take all of this and combine the highlights and try to sell it, any kind of network or any kind of entity that would then be commercializing it is going to want consent from people. No.
Yeah, I mean that's so far down the line, Abby. I'm never gonna do that.
Can I finish? We did with the app, but what I'm saying is separate from what he has and what he's recording and what he's blasting on YouTube. If he ever tried to compile this and put this out there for a
Abby, it's on YouTube. It's compiled already. You're describing what I'm doing.
You didn't let me finish.
It's not the new business, Abby, is YouTube. I mean, I know what you're saying.
Christ, John, let her finish. Be a gentleman.
But don't get so upset, bro.
Suppose someone wanted to put together the highlights of this and go to a Netflix and say, hey, I got this funny idea and I want to do a series and here it is and here's all these recordings. None of these commercial companies, like I'll use Netflix because it's the easiest
Abby, you
one.
probably never watched my low quality videos, okay? Nobody is interested in
what
them.
I'm saying? They're going to require consents from those. They do on anything that they use where they have the public. You have to sign off. They have to have everyone who's in a scene signing off. So I'm just saying that aspect of it would be monitored or would be self-policed by any of these commercial ventures that you might be looking at.
Got it. I'm not looking at them, but thank you. I'm running for Congress, so this is content for my constituents.
You guys, is anyone following what I'm saying? You have to sign releases.
I am, but I'm saying, what if I'm a billionaire?
They would want your voice. They would want your voice released if they ever tried to do this.
I would go
And then
billionaire with Netflix, and I would go to Clubhouse, and I would say, did each and every one of these people that this guy John is supposedly giving clips from, just like on Instagram or let's say Facebook, where you can see people like their actual quotes of what they really said.
Just take note that nobody's going to pay to listen to Chrissy, okay? Nobody's going to pay to listen to you, Abby. Nobody's going to pay to listen to Mojo. Nobody cares about these fucking conversations. I hate to break the bad news to you.
Abby says to Mojo about a
So then why the hell would you bother spending so much time year after year with 50 mobile phones recording it?
Do you want to come over here and do yoga in your underpants with me in the sun? Like, what do you want me to tell you, dude? I'm
John,
doing what I'm doing.
I would fucking prefer to be able to chew on broken glass and spend 5 minutes.
and
Listen, your anger management problem is your problem. Deal with it.
guys.
No,
I wasn't done on my.
This is not me being angry in the slightest. Okay, you can deflect from it if you want, and which you did do before. And the question that I
What are you
asked
so
still
worried
stands.
about? Is
How
there
is
a
it
video
to
of you
expect-
saying something that you don't want people
How
to know
do you
about?
expect, John, relax.
I am relaxed. I'm just wondering how long you're going to
Okay,
keep
great. So
asking
just
me the
hang on,
same
hang on, just
question.
Hold on for a second. I just want an answer. A simple answer. As a potential politician, you're going to be required to be able to answer questions. How is it that you could expect constituents in your areas to be able to have a level of trust with you if you can't show the integrity by showing other people that you respect their privacy? Yes, there is a loophole within this app, absolutely, but the regulations this app.
Listen, I hate to break it to you. You're an Australian, not an American.
Okay, I get it. I had to break it to you. It doesn't matter where I am. I'm still using this app, and so is everybody else. There are terms and conditions that you are breaking. Hence, you're effectively breaking trust of people. How do you
Really? So my constituents can learn what people are talking about?
You. How do you expect your constituents to trust you? If
Go to my
they know
YouTube
or
constituents
they
and you can
know
see
that
how
other people can't
transparent
trust
I
you.
am versus this random person talking to me on the internet right now.
Yeah, he's going to win you on that one.
Yeah, okay. You lost that one.
So I actually was going to ask you, because someone, I don't know if you said this, like people aren't committing crimes on here. People actually are committing crimes on here. There's some direct threats.
You're gonna want to have to take that one up with Mojo.
Let me finish. The same threats that we either hear verbally or they write in the chat, if they put on Twitter, they get investigated. And people have gone to jail for writing those things on Twitter. On that, John. Yeah. I mean, I hear it.
I think I've recorded and John, criminal conversations on here, but
Jesus
I just wonder sometimes, is it all just political?
Can I finish? There are direct threats. There are people that threaten other people with harm, with physical harm. That, again, some of the stuff that gets written directly in a chat or said, if it was on a social media platform like X, people have been investigated and gone to jail for doing that. That's why we're always reporting these, and when you see something like that. But to say that they're
I know. I tag Cash Patel and Dan Bongino on X all the time.
It is absolutely not crime free.
No, I agree. I've tagged Amir's room to Dan Bongino and Cash and FBI and CIA, and I say potential terrorists and definite terrorist supporters.
Yeah, I mean, I think that law enforcement is monitoring. I think law enforcement's monitoring more social media than people realize. That's been a priority now in this administration, especially as they're looking at people's social media with respect to visas trying to come into the country. So it'll come back to bite some people in the ass. But I think that this app is under the microscope as well.
Yeah, but who better?
Look, I just want to acknowledge something as well. Look, I'm actually really glad that, John, you've take the opportunity to be able to report that room and people in those rooms as well. I think that's a positive thing. On the negative side, though, however, whether you realise it, like it or not, or choose to be able to acknowledge it for that matter, these rooms that are on here, conversations are held out in public. Whatever you say does go out there to most of these rooms. There are rooms, however, where now people feel stifled about really expressing themselves fully because they do know, right, that people like you exist.
Okay, no, I don't own this app, bro. Take it up with Clown House, not some random guy in Chicago doing yoga in his underpants.
I know you're hurt. Okay, this is challenging for you. Okay, I get it. Right.
I just want to quote Mojo. Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
The same type of benefit out of this app. Okay, and are choosing to be able to not say anything or even leave the app because of people like you. So well done.
Yeah, but have you ever looked at a recorded room, Rohan, and then saw Clubhouse come in? Like, if you listen to the replay, you'll see Clubhouse and it'll have a little hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Kitty, there are rooms that I come across where I can see they are being recorded, okay, and I have the choice as to whether to enter, whether to be part of the conversation, period. Right.
But what I'm saying
that's
is
with consent. I give consent for myself to be recorded. Okay,
what Mojo says, they've been doing it all along.
Hold on. Listen, here would be my worry, is that when you have people participating in these conversations, right? And some people, and I don't know why they would do it at this stage of the game, Marshall, having their real names attached to their profiles. So, John, when you record this, not only are you exposing the audio, but you'll show the photographs. Again, it's their choice to put it up there, and in some cases, their names. And when that happens, you're catching people. Their intent in participating in this conversation is not to have it broadcast and streamed on YouTube. Now, again, I think in the world we live in now, where we have the anonymous accounts and you cannot even remove them, Clubhouse has signaled to us that they want this to happen. They want it to happen. This is not, it's intentional, because they could have, for monetization, they could have created all kinds of different tools that people would have paid the $5 for, or whatever it is. What they decided to do was create an option where people cannot remove people from the room that might be, eavesdropping eavesdropping or sharing information. And so Clubhouse is I think, John, you were an asshole when you were doing it against people's wishes. Now Clubhouse is the asshole. I can no longer really hold John accountable for this when it's Clubhouse that's saying, hey, we want to incentivize this. And by the way, people are going to pay. They're going to pay to have the privilege to be able to share this, right? And so,
Rose.
I don't know, man. Right before they did that, this would be a much different conversation. John would have been removed from this room. We wouldn't be having a polite conversation, all that kind of jazz. But if Clubhouse is making those choices, and we make the choices to be here knowing what the rules are in Clubhouse, you can't then cry foul when people are doing what Clubhouse is enabling them to do. And the only thing I would ask you, John, is to consider maybe figuring out a way, you're a creative guy, figuring out a way of, if you can expose people that are doing really bad shit, cool. But for the people that are just having a political conversation and they left their real photograph and their real name, if there's a way that you could, I don't know, give some consideration to,
But you should be aware that the people who are watching my live streams are just random people all around the world who stumble upon a random conversation. They're just like Clownhouse users by extension.
This is true. You know who they also are? They're the people that have feuds with each other on Clownhouse that will go to your recordings that have been, saved in the cloud, and then they can listen to it, and then they can go weaponize it. I actually, at this point, I no longer see you as the bad guy in this whole thing. I see this as one of those scenarios where it was a misguided move by Clubhouse. And as such, people that are worried about being exposed on YouTube, they should think about whether they want to participate at all on this app. And if so, how are they going to engage?
But what
if that changes,
Mojo, why can't we just admit that we're all playing a word game? I have taken on the role of a central node. None of this is personal. If somebody has a problem with a recording I've made, you can message me and I will delete it if it bothers you that much. And I've always been pretty open about that. I'm on here all the time, talking all the time. If you want something deleted and you got it saved, send me the link and I will oblige.
That changes everything.
Hold on. What's really interesting about this, though, is that I don't think there's anybody that has been targeted quite as much as I have by John. He has channels dedicated to my fictitious names. He's getting URLs and he's setting up YouTube channels. He probably got email addresses in my fictitious name. It's like there's a lot of work that goes into it.
I know. Roger Mayhem, the movie was a lot of work.
When it was brought to my attention at first, I was just like, this guy's fucking insane. What the fuck is he doing? And I will say this, I fired back. And John, why don't you tell him how many of your larger accounts got clipped off of this app because of my reporting?
Yeah, I just had another major big one with 1,500 friends get deleted yesterday because I insulted Mark, the atheist, when I asked him, what is a Homo sapien? But I lost a lot of accounts.
Thank you.
I don't know if he left, but yeah, I changed one of my names to Roger Mayhem because I realized like all of these accounts kind of condition us with, your identity or your profile. So it's like Roger Mayhem has conditioned a lot of communication on this app. And when I realized it's just it's a LARP that, there is no Roger Mayhem. It's just a generic, it's a Pepe. It's an evergreen profile. I was like, oh, I'll be Roger Mayhem. And, then shortly I got clipped. But the reason why they clip people here is so stupid because everybody who gets clipped can come right back. So
I got clipped. I got clipped for nothing, like next to nothing. And then literally it was getting mass reported. Like I'd only been on the app for a month. And then they gave me not only that, they gave me this account back. This is my original account. It was the feud between me and Ann. I don't even know if Mojo's still on stage because he would love to hear that. But yeah.
No, but
Wait, Kitty, you and Ann got into you were sparring on the app and they clipped you?
That wasn't season 1. I'm an Android user. But yeah. It was the whole Second Amendment thing. And then she had a bunch of people like mass report me. And you guys heard it because we didn't have replays at that point. But me and Ann are good friends. Like, I love Ann. Like, we laugh about it now. Mojo loves to bring it up. But then it became a thing. And before they had like a suspension period, and then after that, like you get a week suspension, and then they clip your account. But now, I don't even know if they do. You can basically say whatever you want, and know that if you click the terms and agreement, you're fine. I mean, like I've heard some of the most anti-Semitic things. I've heard some of the most. And hey, John, if you really want to know, get with me, and I will give you the skinny on some of the theology rooms of the people to look out for and the things that are going to be up and coming. Because, like, I hear it. I hear a lot of shit that you're missing.
Up and coming? Are you kidding me? It's a bunch of depressed people just talking about nothing. Daniel Nero. Dude, that was fun as hell. All right, we'll finish this up.